all of them.
Oh, why, hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drunk Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk.
Mostly drunk.
Mostly drunk. Always encouraged, but never mandatory. I am your host, Jedi Master Grayson, and I am here, as always, with my co-host and brother, Bill. How you doing?
I'm doing good. So far, no problems.
Yeah. So far, everything is going mostly good.
Sorry. Let me turn my headphones up so I can make sure I'm not yelling into this microphone. What y'all up to out there in the world?
Yeah,
What's going on? The music always gets me going.
Yeah, right? Gets people going. Yeah, I'm
very
very I'm very excited about today's episode because, man, we're getting into, like, as you can see, I'm wearing all my Star Wars garb. I got this fucking what you call robe right here. So I'm trying to stay festive.
This is a Larry
Lewis Black.
Yeah, no, excuse me. This is a Lewis Black shirt.
Okay, yeah, I see you out here repping Lewis. Yeah, we are lagging a little bit, unfortunately. But yeah, super excited about tonight because we are talking the series finale in Andor. We are talking comic books. We are talking The Last of Us. And as always, we're talking shit.
That's right.
And also, as always, it's much better to talk shit with friends. He is basically family, but y'all just hate him because he's light-skinned.
Yeah, because y'all racist.
Because y'all are racist as hell. What is up, Eugene? Welcome back to the show, bro.
Thank you, and thank you for acknowledging my struggle. The struggle of the white man is not one. I don't even know where to go. It's just so stupid. Oh, man. How's everyone doing? How was your week?
Tip top.
Great. We're doing great. So far, so good. You came in, no audio problems, no video problems. Yeah. We are skipping a little bit, but lagging isn't skipping, actually. Lagging is just behind, and that's a little late. Yeah. But you know what? Somebody got to be late. Everybody can't be first.
We're just doing a little creative editing. Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, y'all see us freeze. It's really just Jeff tuning us up or down so that we can then hit certain frequencies that mess with your mind.
I've been going full on dork and getting into Dungeons and Dragons, so I'm just practicing my spells clearly.
Clearly. Yeah, man, I've been having a pretty good week. I dropped a video on Return of the Jedi last week.
Oh yeah, I heard that sucked.
Oh yeah, you would not be the first one to say that.
I was trying to make a fun joke.
No, I appreciate all of the comments.
Shout out to everybody who's so angry about a video at any point in time that you have to make a comment about how angry you are. Yeah, it really helps the video. So really appreciate y'all help grow the channel. Please hate more often. Yeah. I be hating. I be telling them shit is stupid all the time. So make sure you get in here and get in there quick.
There was one guy who was just basically I'm sorry for yelling. He's like, I just really like Star Wars.
And then typed in all caps.
Yeah. I'm sorry for yelling. There was one guy. Hold on. I want to kind of shout this motherfucker out. He had not a comment. He had a dissertation.
Oh gosh, yeah. He had really long.
Bill, I gotta say, you're saying a guy. I don't think we should let this fucker hide. Just say Blake.
Well,
it was clearly Blake.
It's at Joe Chili 1990. I'm not mad at that name, to be honest with you. At Joe Chili 1990, but he did,
which has been retconned to be the actual killer of Batman's parents.
Oh yeah, Joe Chill. Yeah, that. Fucker.
Yeah, when they took over the New Gods and Bruce sat on the Mobius chair, first thing he did, who killed my parents?
Joe Chill, 1990. You left 10 10 paragraphs. 10 paragraphs.
Yeah.
And actually, it's really 11 because the first paragraph is really 2 paragraphs where you just forgot to start. It's like, look like he just decided,
just
you
a
know
really,
what?
really long paragraph.
So, you know
Bill's
what?
getting
I'm
out
gonna
his
have to
red
start.
pen and writing on his laptop.
He's like, you can just tell he started realizing, like, oh, this is going. I'm going in way more than I thought. I'm gonna have to start spacing this out.
Yeah.
I didn't know you
starts having titles like main idea.
You can't leave that big of a comment on any other platform. Yeah,
It's
than YouTube.
It's honestly, it's very well appreciated. I actually read the whole comment. He's made some interesting points, and I also always love hearing other people's rankings about Star Wars, because other than the first two, everybody's list is different. So I'm always
go outside, nerd. Get out. Go. I ain't got time to be distracted by your worthless chime-ins. Go.
But yeah, if you guys
interesting thing is, so yeah, most people have the same first two, but they don't have the same last two. We saw that when we were doing our video.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so straight. Everybody has the one that they hate the most, and yeah, you get 3 Star Wars fans in a room, you'll get 5 different opinions.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh, I'm white. That's what.
Well, see, I know that this is a fucking StreamYard thing. Because, God damn it, we were all not frozen.
Yeah.
And it was still bullshitting, god damn it. Okay.
This show is brought to you by
I'm gonna start.
StreamYard.
I'm doing research. If you guys are streamers, if you guys are streamers, or if you guys mess around with just recording shit online and have meetings online, hit me up with a software, because this shit is getting ridiculous. I swear to God.
It's gotta be a better way.
It's gotta be a better way.
We start doing the opposite of sponsors. We just start trashing people we hate.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like that platform. I'd watch that channel.
Yeah.
That's just called Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, that was just called Twitter.
Yeah. Wednesday
was just called Twitter.
No, I don't call it Twitter.
Yeah, no,
I don't call it anything.
It's X, and it's the Gulf of America. Don't you guys know? And it's also HBO Max again. But before we get into
the Gulf of America, used to go to the Gulf of America all the
time. Before we get into The Last of Us or Andor,
sorry, I'm never gonna do that again, and I apologize. I'm actually really fucking pissed off that I said it.
I do that.
I'm being fucking dead ass serious.
I felt bad saying the words Gulf of America.
I'm just really glad the white guy wasn't the one that said it.
No, dead ass. I feel really bad, and I have to apologize.
Yeah,
Mr. President. Thanks.
It's still one of my favorites. It's just so bad.
Yeah, before we get into
why we both do that? Why we do that sometimes? But yeah.
It's the mental reset.
You're right.
Before we get into Andor and The Last of Us, let's take a trip down Jeff's comic book corner. Jeff, or as they say in Spanish, Jefe, what are we talking about?
I was going to say Jeff. As they say in Spanish, Jeff.
Yeah. What are we talking about today? Are we picking back up with the second issue of Geiger?
I didn't watch it. Yeah. So we are on to issue 2 of Geiger.
We're getting out of here. Well, you know how.
Yeah, we know how you do. So if you remember, we left off with a bunch of people were trying to rob Geiger. He fucking terrified them and chased them off. Then they went back to the king, who's 14 years old, and he was like, I'm going to go kill me a glowing man. And he lives in Vegas. So when we pick back up, we see a shot from the past, which I guess technically would be our future, but it's Tariq at the doctor's office. And the doctor's giving him, some information on the cancer. And he's like, it's progressing faster than we can manage. We're not out of here yet, But that means we are going to have to start like treating this much more aggressively. We're going to be giving you way more, chemo. We're going to be giving you more drugs. We're just going to be targeting it. Meanwhile, we've got a narrator sitting there, and they're like, they say it was the sickness that saved Geiger. You know, when the bombs went off, all of that poison inside of him is what let him, survive. Like it was all bottled up, and it was like a furnace. But others say it wasn't the radiation. It was his family and his love for them, and his just epic desire to keep them safe. And they're like, and someone's talking to this guy, the narrator at this point, and they're like, did they ever get him out of the shelter? And the narrator's like, well, we'll get to that, but first we got to talk about Vegas. And then no, you're at the right spot. And we just get this awesome looking shot of him and his dog walking through the Nevada desert, both of them glowing, and it's just such a dope scene. So from there, we cut to we see this light coming down a road, and it's a couple on a motorcycle, and they're driving by, and excuse me. And the reason we just saw, of course, I forgot to mute my phone. And the reason we just saw that picture of Tariq was because
Zordon just
saw
called you
something glowing off in the distance. That's actually why I chose that as my text message one, because it reminds. I either think of Power Rangers or Heroes in a Half Shell, and in both.
Yeah, well, that's amazing.
Yeah, correct. So they're like, she's like, I thought I saw a light, and the husband or the boyfriend or whoever, partner, I don't know. He's like, of course there's lights. It's Vegas. And they go through this big, enormous gate, and they start immediately getting decontaminated. And it's everything. I mean, there's an entire room that's just spraying both them and their motorcycle down. Then they drive through, and they're going through this elaborate tunnel, and it's like, welcome, containment complete. Welcome. Please report to check-in. And remember, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And they pull up to this weird-looking peasant guy. What is it? Squire? And he's like taking their jackets and their coats, and they're like, oh, yes, we will enjoy our stay, as they walk in these outfits, just all dolled up, a tux, a real hot dress, and all this shit. So from there, we go to a person who's orating to an entire audience. And behind him is this huge painting of this giant Geiger radiation monster. And the king is standing against him. And they're talking about, they're narrating how the king single-handedly saved us after the monster took out the nuclear knights. The king stood for us all. A bunch of bullshit. From there, it cuts to the normal people, which obviously is a woman working here. And one of the women is talking to her. She's like, why do you look so sad? What's going on? She's like, I'm scared. My daughter, Haley, she's turning 16 in 2 months. And, I'm afraid they're going to send her, into this. And the woman's like, just shave her head. Ugly her up some, it'll be fine. And then she says to the mom, she says, if I were you, I'd actually be more worried about your little boy. And from there, the mom just walks off, and she starts dealing with all of these people, gambling and doing all this shit. We see this big blonde guy, hazmat, and that couple we saw earlier is walking up to him. And they're like, we found it. We found the prize. And he's like, oh, yeah, where? And they tell him the Oregon people were out scavenging Air Force One. They didn't know what it was, but we did, so we traded them a heart for it. And he's like, sure you did. He's like, go get the text down here. Let's make sure this isn't another fake, because they've been getting them all the time. And the entire time he's sitting there, and they're like, we got the Holy Grail. The king is going to make us a duke and a duchess. And he's just, hazmat sitting there, Holy Grail my ass, while he's rolling the dice and having some fun. But the entire time, that mom we saw before, she sees this bag that's next to him, and she remembers what she was saying before. So she's while he's sitting there and he's winning, she snatches the bag and runs off. Now we see her children back at home, and they're doing dishes and typical brother sister stuff. And the brother's like, I don't want to do chores. She's like, well, if you don't, the glowing man's going to get you. And he's like, fine, I'll help you wash the dishes. And he walks up, and they're sitting there, and they're joking around with each other. She's Haley, he's Henry. And then their mom comes home. They're like, wait, what are you doing? I thought you were working all day. And he's like, no, we're leaving. And they're like, what? Where? She goes, like, outside. And Henry's like, we what are you talking about? We can't go outside. And she's like, listen, I didn't want to scare you, but I've been waiting for this. I can get us our way in. And they're like, where? And she says, to safety. And her daughter's like, what are you talking about? There is no safety outside. And then her mom said, she's like, wait, Mom, what's in the bag? And her mom goes, it's a relic from before the unknown war. It's called the nuclear football. So that's what they were getting off of Air Force One. And she's like, listen, we're going to go. We're going to find NORAD. It's the only part of America, like, government that still has any power or anything. It's in Cheyenne Mountain. We can get there, but we got to go now. And, you know, she's saying, like, we're going to go down to I stole a key for the elevator. I stole someone's car keys. We're going to go down to the basement. We're going to get in the car. We're going to just run. And as she's saying this, all of a sudden there's a crack at the front door as Hazmat kicks the fucking door in. And she's like, oh, shit. She pushes her kids under the sink as Hazmat comes in. He's like, where is it? And she's just like, what are you talking about, Haz? And he's like, where is it? And she's just trying to play dumb. He's like, it was a casino. There's cameras everywhere. And everyone's watching. We saw you take it. And she's still trying to play dumb. And he just doesn't care. And he literally pulls out his sword and just stabs her in the gut, unknowingly right in front of the kids. And he leans down to try to, you know, grab the kids, and they spray some cleaning solution in his eyes, and they run and they take off. And thank God it's a short hallway, because, you know, they run out the door while this guy's name is Warhead. He's got a gun, but luckily he's blind. Hazmat's behind him and only has a sword for some reason, so he can't get to him. So they run down the hallway, and they get to the elevator, and they get in right as Hazmat's getting there. And then they get downstairs. And now they're getting into these suits. And then what such an interesting thing is, like, Henry's like, it's too big. And Haley's like, oh, come on. And she just pushes a button, and then it just Back to the Future 2 is, you know, just like shrinks to his perfect size. And then they run in the garage, and they're like, which car is it? And she like, boop, boop, the key fob, and it's this real nice, like, Rolls Royce or something. She's like, I guess it's that one. And they get in, and they're talking about they're scared, and they don't know what to do when they're driving off. And Henry is doing the typical kid stuff. He's like, hey, Ellie? She's like, I don't know. How long is it going to take to get there? I don't know. Do we have enough food and water? She's like, God damn it, I don't know. Shut up. And then obviously she immediately feels bad, and Henry's looking all scared and stuff. And she's like, listen, I'm sorry. And he's like, they killed Mom. And she's like, I know. And she starts crying too. And then right then, their windshield just shatters inward. And we like, at first you're like, oh shit, did the King's men find them? Nope. There's worse stuff out there. We see just giant insects, one careening off the car, another one just sitting there screaming or chittering at the thing. They crash into a telephone pole, and they get out and they start running. And Henry's like, the bag. She's like, leave the fucking bag. And he's like, Mom said it was important. So he grabs it. And then they just keep running. And one of these ants gets fast enough, jumps at them, and starts attacking, biting at Haley's mask. When all of a sudden it's just like pulled off. And then and the kids look both like hopeful and terrified as they see what pulled this ant off. And it's Geiger's two-headed dog, each head tearing this thing apart. Fucking insane. And then they look over and like, who the fuck is that? And there's Geiger stomping an ant, throwing another one through the air, and crushing one with his bare fucking hands out there. And none of that's the crazy part to them. The crazy part is he's not wearing a suit. Because remember, no one can go outside in this world. And he's out there and he's like, you shouldn't be outside. And he's like, now go, get out of here before the big ones come. And so, of course, right after he says that, a big one shows up. And when he says big one, he doesn't mean a big ant. He means giant fucking scorpions. And now these things are coming right for the kids. And all of a sudden, this carbine pull just like splats right into its fucking head. And then right after that, Geiger follows through with like a double foot kick right on top of it. And then he's like, you got to get out of here. But before you do you have any books? And while he's doing this, he's letting off that insane Geiger radiation phase. It's fucking amazing. So from there, we cut back to Camelot. And now Hazmat is sitting there as the king's like, you let 2 children get away. He's like, I'm sorry, we're going to get them back. We're going to find them. I got a party out after him right now. And the king's like, I want my grail. He's like, we'll get it back. And the king's like, but it's out there where he is. I can barely face anyone after what he did to me out there. And then we see, and this one's kind of like, like he's looking at a tablet, but it's got a lot of like that first Tim Burton Batman vibes to it with the Joker while he's holding it there. Cause now he's like, bring me my mask. And we see the kid's face and it's just burnt to shit. And like one eye's discolored and all of this stuff. It's fucking insane. And now the king is like, he's like, we're going. And he storms out and we see a little bit more of the rest of Vegas. And he's just sitting there. He's like, Miss Borden? Where is she? And he's wearing this weird, creepy vanilla sky mask. And he's like, and we hear someone being like, welcome to the city, kid. And she's like, my men say you've got a proposition for me. And then we see Miss Borden. She's another one of the kingpins of Vegas left out there. And she's like, make it snappy. I've got things to do. While she's looking, if I might say so myself, hot. And then that's the end of issue 2.
Yeah, sorry. We froze right when you ended. Like, boom. I was like,
well, I was timing this one for that, so I'm glad I got that right.
Boom. Thank you. You nailed it.
Yep.
Continues to be an awesome comic, Geiger. You're gonna have to open up because I gotta see how the rest.
I ain't gonna lie, I almost pretty much was like, I might have to go ahead.
Yeah. This is a good one, man. Like you always choose really cool comics to dive into. I do want to make a request, and it doesn't have to be next week, but
we got a new one next week.
Yeah, I know that we're getting a new one next week. I don't want to step on your lineup, but if you want to cover Bitter Root at some point, I think that would be a fun one.
Root. Haven't heard of it, but I can definitely check it out. It is now on the list. The list, I've been rearranging my apartment and trying to update, and so I got new comic cases, and so I had to reorganize everything. So the list is getting long. So right now we have Basket Full of Heads, Batman Creature of the Night, Batman War of Jokes and Riddles, first appearance of Kite Man, Bitter Root, The Blackest Night, The Button, Bonehead, Blue Flame, Cluster, Crossover, Department of Truth, Dial H for Hero, Dresden Files, Erratic, might not do that one, Firepower, Flashpoint, Good Asian, which I think you guys will like based on The Warrior.
We do like Asians.
Right? Yeah. Maybe I Walk with Monsters. I haven't decided. Maybe Lolo Woods. Maybe Maze Book. Metal. Metal's a cool one because it was an entire DC spanning story that went a little, they stretched it out too long. But the cool thing is, the point of it is there's negative evil universes, and Batmans from those universes are trying to break into ours. So there is a Cyborg Batman, an Aquaman Batman, the Flash Batman, Green Lantern all that shit. One that I'm very excited for, Mr. Miracle.
Yeah, I love it.
Mr. Miracle.
No, I was just gonna say I loved the Metal series. That's one of my favorite newer comic books from DC. That one's really great.
Agreed. Taskmaster had a 5-part series a couple years ago that was awesome. Old Man Logan. I'm thinking definitely Old Man Hawkeye.
Man Logan.
Plastic Sideways, Silver Surfer Black, Spider-Man Noir, Spy Island, Strange Adventures, Vinyl Mimetic. We only find them when they're dead, and I'm thinking of doing a couple issues of Ultimate Spider-Man, just the one where Peter Parker dies and the one where Miles Morales becomes Spider-Man.
And so before we start skipping again, I just want to let everybody know that we will be doing a Jeff's Comic Book Corner
segment
series. We're going to have, well, you know, I guess what it takes anywhere between 10 and 20 minute segments, or not segments. This is the segment. We'll have 10 to 20 minute video we're going to put out for you guys that will be Jeff's Comic Book Corner, but he'll be able to go into more detail, and we'll be able to give you a better visual experience, more or cleaner. I'll say a cleaner visual experience than what you get here, and he'll be able to go into the entire series if he wants, instead of having to just hit you guys with just, you know, with just one or two a week.
Issues, yeah.
Which that's one of the things that I think will be really cool if I keep. We're going to do some of the bigger ones in between, but if I keep doing the small series, because then you can just get the entire fucking thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. All right, Bitter Root is next week.
Should be
Bitter Root next week. Oh, you're diving right in.
Yeah, why not? I read the list to you. I didn't have a specific one. The big ones I'm wanting to cover on the list are Mr. Miracle, Taskmaster, Silver Surfer Black is going to be a fun one. There's a couple of really cool ones.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't have one specific for next week, so Bitter Root it is.
You want to read that comment, Alex?
Fifth Bantha said in the chat, that's the whole premise of their new game on mobile, Dark Legion. Only Batman Who Laughs is running the show. That's interesting. That's oh my gosh. The Batman Who Laughs is one of like my favorite Batman villains. He's such a character.
So he was only supposed to be in Metal, but was so good they brought him back. And for the viewers, if you don't know, like I said, there's all the different Batmans. Well, like he took the powers of everyone in the Justice League. With that one, it was like he can't take Batman's powers, so he got Jokerized. And it's terrifying.
It's awful. Just imagine Joker, but he has all the skills and smarts of Batman.
I got Jokerized one time.
It's amazing.
Preacher told me I had to get dumped in the water. but yeah, it went well. It went well.
Glad to hear.
But thanks so much, Jeff, for taking us to the world of Geiger. I'm definitely this is another one that I'm gonna have to put
the Geiger.
It's definitely gonna be another one that I put on my ever expanding Amazon wish list of comic books. But we'll go ahead and get into our next topic of the night. That's right, we were talking about the season finale.
Yes, thank you. Oh, our nips just touched. Mine are so hard.
Mine are different sizes.
At least she's got it out of the way. That's the only thing I can say.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that was series finale of Andor. Yeah. Nope. Nuh-uh. There you go.
There we go. But yeah,
no, it ain't exactly what you said, because you are not saying anything.
That's right. We are talking about the series finale of Andor season 2. Oh, wait a second. I feel like there's a knock at the door or ring of the bell. Oh, yeah, that's right. I know what that sound means. It is the philosopher of a barbershop variety, 9 of 9 Nerd Yards. What is going on, bro?
What the fuck is up? I'll tell you, I'm riding on a high right now. I'm riding on a high.
Yeah.
What's up, bro? How you doing?
What's good? I'm doing good, man. This weekend, went to the Beyonce concert. Whoa.
Oh, you went to go see Beyonce?
I went to see Beyonce.
Man, everybody's seen Beyonce.
She
don't say.
looked me right in the eye while she was singing, and she was like 9 Nerd Yards.
Oh, she did.
It was crazy.
She did that.
Nobody in Chicago knew what the fuck she was talking about. Beyonce officially a friend of the show.
There's one guy who's like a huge Atlanta fan. He's like, 9 Nerd Yards is in
here.
Yeah. Who gives a shit about Beyonce? 9's here.
She said she's been waiting her whole life.
I've been waiting my whole life to meet one of my stalkers. Here he is right now.
Completely like
no, I was in Austin.
That'd be crazy if now if she was just like, 9, are you here? Oh yeah, I see you back there. Officers, arrest this man.
Like Phil Collins,
like Swarm.
I can feel it in
the air tonight.
Yeah,
Beyonce.
I love how people don't know that's a song about a stalker.
Season 2. Oh Jesus.
Wait, I thought it was a guy like that. He like saved someone.
I thought it was a stalker or a stalker who killed someone.
I thought he saved.
It was
someone,
it was
drowning or something.
He had seen someone kill someone when he was a kid, and that person was in the crowd the day that he sang that song and premiered it, and they were like in the front row, and he like pointed at them, and they like arrested the motherfucker.
God damn!
On the scene, on the spot. At least that's the myth. I don't know. I wasn't even born yet.
The police were like, "This song is all the evidence I need."
I feel like back then you could just say shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
You couldn't just say shit unless you were.
You know who agrees with you? Richard Gere.
That hamster shit.
That's true.
That damn near ruined his career. But yeah, Andor season 2. Before we get into the nitty and the gritty, just initial thoughts, man, on this series and the way it all wrapped up.
Finale.
The real series finale. We thought it was the series finale last week. Who knows? Hopefully they'll surprise us with 3 more episodes next week. But I don't think that's gonna happen. But 9, what were your initial thoughts on the way this show wrapped up?
Boy, what can I say, man? Like, I think we've been blessed with such a moving piece of generational type of TV that it's part of the Andor or part of the Star Wars generation or whatever, the lore that actually is just prestige TV. There's just no way that I think it's going to be coming.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I want another show like this. People have been talking about it, but I think it's really awesome that we got this at this point of our lives. It's pretty cool.
What I mean?
What's that?
They was asking what I think. At least I'm guessing. So I think that
That's it.
I think that so Andor season 2 set a record. I know we usually save the ratings for the end, but according to what I've seen, it is the first show to have 5 episodes in a row, 9.5 or higher on IMDb. And I mean, I think that tells you all you need to know about how the series wrapped up. It was amazing.
It was amazing. Can't disagree with that at all. And before I freeze, I will say that this show did all. I mean, these last 3 episodes did all the things that I was complaining about. The actual finale last week did. That's the actual finale. They actually only made these 3 episodes because I was complaining last week. So that's actually
They edited it.
Like
how there's like this kind of like piece of trivia or whatever lore about like how Star Wars was saved in the editing room. So they like just saw all of Bill's feedback and they're like, yeah, let's edit it.
Let's just chop it back.
You know what? Bill's right.
He's right.
Before, let's do it again.
They actually just did callbacks. They just call everybody back in, did reshoots, got the fastest turnaround, and fucking reshoot history.
We left a lot on the cutting room floor. Let's just get that.
Right.
Shout
out to Marvel Star Wars Fanatic 6.
Happy to have you back.
Hey, I'm back. Shout out to you. Shout out to Othelia's. Y'all gotta watch Rogue One again after this.
I did.
After this hits different. Yes,
I did last week.
Star Wars
what's funny is me and Alex watched Rogue One like the week
on
like
May the
4th. So it was like reverse action. Like, yes, it definitely is different when you rewatch it, which is why I had so many questions. You know what I mean? Like last week. After last week, I had some.
Right. Go back and like watch the realization dawn.
It happens in real time.
That was crazy that all of you didn't know. I was like, what? Why are you guys talking like this?
I'm telling you, I think IMDb used to say there were only 9 episodes. I don't think that's our fault.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
The camera is just going berserk.
What are you doing, dude?
There's some Skynet
bullshit
happening right
Rogue, like I did the whole thing. So right after the finale, I went and watched Rogue One. Then the next day, I watched A New Hope and Empire.
Damn.
And then I watched goddamn because it's the 20-year anniversary for Revenge of the
Force
Sith.
Awakens. Oh,
so I hope it's not 20 years since the Force Awakens. I don't know what I would do with my life right now if it was the Force Awakens. But no, Revenge of the Sith. Watch that. No, I've just been in a chokehold of Star Wars. It just kind of like reignited my fanaticism in it, and I'm a true believer right now. I'm a true believer.
Yeah.
True believer.
Yeah,
true believer.
I really liked.
No, God, no. Thank you.
I really liked Severance, but I absolutely adored this season of Andor and just like the show as a whole. I really hope it gets its flowers next year come award season, because like I feel like it's about time that something like
would
this.
It be next year or would it be this Emmy season?
Oh yeah, when do the fucking Emmys happen?
The Emmys happen in like
I think tomorrow.
We're late.
Like tomorrow morning, I think.
Shout out to Talking Turd. Shout out to Little Frothy. Shout out to Othelius. I think I already said Othelius, but yeah, shout out to all y'all who's in the chat right now.
Yeah, shout out.
Got 45 people watching on all platforms. I need to see some retweets, some likes, and some thumbs up.
Thank you for watching.
Not anywhere specifically, just thumbs up on YouTube.
Yeah,
just hit the button.
Give us
September 14th.
September 14th
are the
Emmys for 2025.
It's 1 year later. I heard there was some confusion about like the timeline, and I realized that there's some people that are like, I don't know what's wrong with them, to be honest, because they thought like because it is one BBY, there's another year that happens in between. And I'm wondering why they would have thought that, but like they broke it down. I was like, okay, I guess that kind of makes sense of like your reasoning, but no. So
there's
if
not
there's
a
anyone that
zero
can-
Bitch, I
here.
said no.
So
There's
wait
not
minute,
a
hold on, man.
zero
Break it down.
BC.
Break
So
it
like
down
people
to
were
us,
like
man. Break it
one,
down to us.
it's one BBY, so there must be a year between that.
Right.
But then like for anyone who's confused, I doubt that that's anyone in our audience because you know our audience is the best and they're very intelligent and they're great. But the
Smart
one
as, not as smart as
BBY
me.
is because it does happen in the year before Yavin, the Battle of Yavin, but it's more a situation of like December 25th and January 1st type of situation.
Right.
It's not like a full year. It just happens in the year, prior,
before, like the calendar year before, right?
Is that like the
Right.
land before time? But it's like there was time, but it was before.
Yes, exactly.
Let's just say that they say it was the land before time, but there was time.
The thing is you're never really
not
sure
not
of
exactly
how many people actually
So it's
are
not-
confused about it, because if you like go on Twitter, which is like the worst place in the world,
Just end of
you don't
sentence
know
period.
who
Correct.
They
is
still have
actually,
4chan,
like,
sir.
Fortune got
They
taken
got
down
one
from
of the
Anonymous
chans. They
for-
got all
got-
the chans.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's still probably worse place, but like a general worst place is probably Twitter. And you don't know
Like,
if there's
in
people just
general,
like
the worst
being
place to
dumb on purpose, or if it's people being just like rage baiting, you know? Or,
Right. Yeah, that's the problem. Is like that's
Oh, there's a new fun game for you. Go on Twitter and just play Dumb or Troll.
I don't want to get attention on it. We're just
Right.
gonna let Alex say what he's. We're just gonna let Alex say what
You're back.
he needs to say right now to keep us moving.
Yeah, let's talk about the episode Make It Stop. A year following the events on Gorman, Lonnie gains access to Deidre's personal files and discovers a secret project the Empire has been working on. He gives this information to Luthen, warning that Deidre has likely uncovered both their identities, though he Deidre. It's like Vase and Voss, or Han and Han, with
It's like wrong, right and wrong.
Though
it's like Vase or Vaz. I don't care about either.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Though he initially promises Lonnie and his family safe passage from Coruscant, Luthen kills him to ensure silence, then hurriedly briefs Clea. What did you guys think of my boy Young going out like this? The young boy.
Lonnie Young.
I feel so bad for him because he is very much like a pivotal part of the rebellion, and he maybe had the most pressure job, the most anxiety induced job, with like actually being in the thick of it, playing both sides and doing the meetups and passing on that information. And I really loved the fact that last season we kind of like see him more as like sniveling, almost like a Cyril character, but no, he's actually has this autonomy where he's like letting he's keeping information to himself for what's best of how he can release it. He didn't go right away to be like, oh, I have her file. No, he like collected the information and then waited for the time to be right for him to release this information.
Chris Ryans,
shout out to Chris Ryans,
said in the chat his days were numbered regardless. Him dying when he did most definitely saved his fam. Yeah, that could definitely be argued for sure, because I'm sure that you know there's a worse scenario where the Empire catches them all and slaughters them all. And
well, yeah, and slaughtering them wouldn't even have been the worst part. They would have tortured them to get Lonnie to talk, because it wouldn't have mattered if Lonnie was spilling all the beans immediately. They still would have tortured his wife and kid to make absolutely sure they got all of the info and all of the correct info. I mean, like when Luthen killed Lonnie, my thought was, God, that fucking sucks. And it was probably the best way to keep his family safe.
Yeah, I saw him coming. I saw him.
You saw him? No, I'm sorry.
Oh, excuse me.
In the air tonight.
You didn't see that coming?
He said, hey, niggas get shot every day, B. You're just another cog in the machine, for real.
Othelius, I completely agree.
That's
What it is. Oh,
No.
I'm gonna say Othelius. I'm gonna completely agree. I have no idea what it is, but yes, Clea is fine as hell, bro. She is fine as hell.
Yeah,
Because she's like the evil Princess Leia.
But she's
Yeah,
not even
I'm
evil.
Not evil,
Killer
but
Leia.
like the
She's
the
Killer Leia.
Killer Leia. Yeah, Clea.
You know what it
Killer
is?
Leia.
She's a badass. And
Yeah.
that's fucking hot.
Yeah.
Well, even
And
before
she's-
she was a badass, like she was still. I was like, you know what? Goddamn, why is she so goddamn fine?
I mean, she's been a
know,
badass. But
yeah,
they just kept
We
on.
ain't never
and
see
she's
her do nothing
become-
like this. She was just the quiet. She was just the secretive lady with the weird stern
There-
face. In last
There
season,
was parts in season 1, right? There was parts in season 1 where he like reveals that like there's something going on with this girl. She's not
Right.
just the assistant, right?
shit.
And but yeah, these last episodes definitely like made her a bit of the fan favorite. Like
Oh,
Benjamin
yeah.
has been going crazy about her. So, and
And
I heard that
Whoa.
it's her first
First ever
on screen.
first ever television show, first ever anything
Yeah.
ever.
That's crazy.
She's been casted.
so I
after
might
this,
still have a
of course.
chance. Okay.
Yeah. Everything that you see her credited, you see her credited for right now, definitely.
Eugene, you gotta think of her face. Think of her face
great.
if you really like her. Yeah.
But yeah, and like she has a actually we'll get into that in a little bit. Just the
You might
the
want to
huge
do it
decision
now
that she
before we
needs to
get
make.
cut out.
But Dedra was arrested by the ISB for withholding information. That I'm not gonna read that. Luthen was an Imperial we get to a flashback of Luthen as an Imperial officer who defected after his unit massacred Clea's hometown. What did you guys think of this flashback war we get a little insight on?
Interspersed?
Yeah, I know. I was like, what the fuck are you trying to sound smart, Wikipedia? What the hell? That's overused. But Nine, what did you think of just like this flashback here?
Yeah, I do like that they didn't like go overboard on it. Like they showed us just enough, right? It was a little bit just Clea's perspective, and then seeing Luthen kind of turn to that side of the rebellion. And I don't know if we really needed a Luthen backstory, but now I'm pretty engaged with how like the stuff that he would have went through. And I don't really know what like the timeline is. Was he like working with the Republic and then it shifted into the Empire? And when it shifted into the Empire, that's when he decided to be more of a cause for the rebellion. But I think just knowing that like what changed him is Clea was a really good plot point, just because of how Star Wars has always been about like that parent and child relationship, and it's really cool that they encapsulated that in just one episode.
Yeah, one thing that Star Wars and Fast and Furious has in common is that it's all about family. What about you, Eugene?
He said Leia with holes.
Oh, sorry, no, yeah, the chat is awesome.
The chat is killing it right now. Y'all are fucking amazing right now.
I'm sorry, especially Othelius. The rest of you catch up. He is killing it.
Clea is Leia with.
You're back.
Oh, sorry. I'm waiting for the feedback in my ear. But yeah, Clea is Leia with Black Air Forces.
Yeah.
Like, Black Air Forces is a robbing attire. For those who don't know,
Right.
It's Robin season.
Yeah.
But yeah, so one of the things I really liked about the flashback with Luthen and Clea was how before this, we always get the feeling like, yeah, Luthen's like fighting the good fight, but he's still not a good guy. Backstory didn't try to like upend that too much. Even when he does save Clea and everything, like at first he's not like bringing her around because he's like, I'm an adoptive father now. At first he's bringing her around because he's just like, whatever, come on. And then she's helping him with scams and stuff. Like it wasn't as altruistic as like they could have gone. And I liked that part of it too. It also kind of reminded me a bit of the reverse of one of my other favorite spacemen, Mal Reynolds, where,
treasure chest.
Mal went from that revolutionary and that fighter to the rebel and the outlaw. Whereas it feels like Luthen kind of went the other way around. He went from the bad guy doing all the evil shit and like the unlawful things to the rebel and the spy. It kind of felt like the inverse, except Mal's obviously better in every sense.
I mean, yeah, we stand Malcolm Reynolds.
Shout out to
I'll die for Malcolm Reynolds.
Marvel Star Wars Fanatic 6 says it was awesome getting to see Naboo again.
Yeah, I didn't even collect that was Naboo. I had to watch some like smarter person on YouTube tell me that.
Thankfully, there are greater nerds than I.
I have not. Yeah, I clocked that was Naboo just because I was like, what could it be? I haven't done like the full deep dives yet, but yeah, I think it's really poetic that like they started their like terrorism on that planet, and they let you figure it out.
Sorry, I thought you were done. Sorry,
I'm done.
Sorry. No, I was just saying, shout out to everybody watching on Kick. Shout out to everybody on Twitter. Shout out to everybody. We need to create a social media app and call it Twerker.
Twerker.
And you can do what you want on there, but
I'm gonna warn you right now, the whites are gonna ruin it.
You can say that about anything.
I will.
As long as they pay me, it's fine. They're okay with me.
Obviously, the big emotional moment in this episode, in the present, Clea sneaks into the hospital and shuts off Luthen's life support systems in the most dope way possible. She infiltrates the hospital in this really thrilling scene, and it just obviously just has a really huge emotional impact at the end because you don't even get like your cliche, I get to say goodbye moment. It's just kind of over, which is I appreciated how real that was. Eugene, what did you think of?
I just want to say a hot take.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think that I don't know if Clea is gonna be really as hot as she is right now in about 40 years. Just hot take. Sorry,
40 years. 40. Okay.
Hopping on that hot take. Also, I mean, in 40 years, here's the big secret for Clea: wear her hair down. Anytime she wore her hair down, it was like, oh my God, where were you?
That was a secret for her. Yeah, that was a secret for her. But you know what?
I like the.
I just say it because she's British. Like I don't know what it is. American women just have this different look than other women outside of this country.
Yeah, is it the water?
It's something about the water. It's like,
well, fluoride does make stronger teeth, so
exactly. There you go.
But to answer the question, though,
British teeth joke. That's fucking amazing.
But to answer the question, I thought that scene was awesome. I like you said, I like that we didn't get the emotional like dad scene of it. I like that it had to be painful and quick and emotionless. And this entire time we're watching her, she's like fucking Jason Bourne. Even in this scene where it's like she's using E.T. grandma just as like her cover. She's literally hiding in plain sight.
Are you saying she's Clea Hunt?
I am okay with that.
Like
Clea Hunt.
So,
Dumb.
But what's interesting is that I think that Tony Gilroy actually did write a little bit for the Bourne Legacy movies.
He did what?
That's funny.
He did. He directed the one with Jeremy Renner around. And he wrote, and he wrote the I think the trilogy. The
we don't have any respect for any.
You can just end the sentence
actor.
right there.
We don't have any respect for any male actor. Period.
That's not true. We love Alan Tudyk.
No, I love Talking Turd sticking up.
You know what? I'll fuck with it. Talking Turd says the British are very attractive to Americans.
Yeah.
Hey, Emily Blunt.
No, your voices.
Yeah, it's just your voice. It hypnotizes stupid Americans into thinking that you're sexy.
But I'll also say, and stepping a little bit into the next episode, but Clea was so effective here. They thought she was 3 fucking people.
Yeah.
It's funny because one of the things that I think helped her pull it off, I've read in books and I've seen in other shows and movies. Walk around with confidence and act like you're supposed to be there, and carry a box or a clipboard.
Yeah. She did the thing. The thing. And also, I don't know, like, I'm pretty sure it was one of the Banthas, I think it was Bill, that said
it's always
that the Alex says some really great shit too. I'm saying
I didn't say he didn't.
I'm just saying that you pointed out, like, when Andor and Biggs blew up that
the doctor's office.
The doctor's office. You're like, they typically do that for distraction. Yeah. And she did it. She actually did the thing.
It's an escape mechanism that they use as a trope in Star Wars. And I believe that it was what's his name that does the cartoons, the animated series?
David Filoni?
Yeah, Filoni. Yeah, Filoni. I believe he's the one who started the whole like trope. But but I don't know if he was or not because I don't remember it being in the movies before he did it.
That's what I'm trying to think if I remember it from the original trilogy.
It definitely seems like a Clone Wars type of thing.
If it was in the original trilogy, it was by happenstance.
Right. And then
like on Jabba's like ship,
Yeah, it's not like getting your arm cut off in Star Wars. It's like it's not that up to date.
That they use.
Yo, shout out to the patient right here. Y'all been talking a lot about Clea, but like let's give the patient right here.
You mean Granny T?
Granny T.
Hey. I'm not taking credit for that. That was all Athelius. I read it in the comment.
Yeah, Granny T.
What did Athelius say here though? He said, "Fuck being a good guy. Rebellion needs real steppers like Saul and Luthen. It's like Batman and Mon and Bale are like Superman and Wonder Woman." Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you got these. You have these like hierarchies of like
Luthen is the question for sure.
Yeah.
This is the question. This is the question, right?
Yeah, I would say the question, or like even like Rorschach.
Yeah, like this motherfucker is off. He ain't never coming back. I will say, Skarsgård's worst performance ever in his career is that one scene where he meets Clea for the first time. He's like,
I thought you were gonna say just Thor in general.
Oh, the make it stop.
Make it stop.
Yeah,
Make it stop. Make it stop. Make it stop.
And I'm like, nigga, you don't really want that to stop. It's like he got him on the last day of shooting. He's like, I don't want to stop doing this. I don't want to
stop. The only line I asked him.
Mr. Skarsgård, that's not your line. He's like, yeah, no, I mean the shooting. I'm fucking done.
Oh, man. Yeah, dude, it was. I mean, I just wanted to say it so it's said. It's get it out of the way because he did an amazing job this entire series, but that was dog shit.
But the de-aging was pretty good on this.
He had amazing wigs.
Maybe it's
like that. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I've never seen a wig on a man that good ever.
Yeah, he wears those wigs well.
You think they airbrush a little bit with CGI?
Oh, maybe just get some of those seams out.
Yeah, get them seams out, touch it down. They don't do that for women.
But yeah,
jacked up on there.
And to me, he's kind of looked the same as he had. Like he's looked the same for the past 20 years. So it's not
right.
I was like, oh, they just. I honestly didn't think that they did any de-aging. I thought they put a little bit of makeup on him.
Good. Well, you know what? I think you're right, Al, because they did say in an interview with him and Mon that the makeup was the most impressive thing to them because they looked so much younger than they are. Right. They were like, they did an amazing job with the makeup. So that tells me that, yeah, that you know, maybe they did a little touch up here and there for both of them, but makeup can do a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Well, how old is you said with him in Mon?
Yeah,
because how old is Genevieve?
Genevieve O'Reilly.
She's supposed to be younger than she was in the movie when she was younger than she was.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why
I'm just wondering how old she is because
she is 48 years old.
Okay, so she still just looks great, Hollywood great.
No, that wasn't the issue though. She still has to look younger than she did. Because she was younger than she was when she was first introduced. So that's why
it's just less. It's just less hard for making this nigga look younger.
You know what? I don't know if anybody else ever asked this question, but like,
does it? Oh, I'm sorry.
What was Mon doing in the first two movies? Was she just
she was just standing there in her pajamas?
She was just standing there at the control center and talking.
In charge of everything for some reason.
She was trying to figure out a haircut.
Well, she was. Oh, yeah, she's only in Return of the Jedi.
No, she was in Rogue One. She's talking to what's her name? Orso.
Oh no, I know she's in Rogue One. I know she's in Rogue One and and everything with Andor. I'm just saying she's not in A New Hope or Empire. So it's kind of.
I thought she was in A New Hope. I thought she was in the Planning.
No, she wasn't. I rewatched it the other day. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. She's in the Planning for Return of the Jedi.
That's what I'm saying. She's in Return of the Jedi.
That's what I'm saying. Where was she in the first two movies?
She ain't had to be nowhere. She was doing what she was doing. What you mean? Where was Admiral?
She was on vacation.
What's his name?
Admiral Akbar?
Yeah, where was Admiral Akbar? That nigga nobody ever asked where this bitch ass nigga is at. Y'all want to know where Mom is at? She running the money, nigga. Mom running the money. Who gonna run? I got to be out here shooting niggas too. Come on, man. They got Leia for that. That's why because remember, Leia was a general.
Yeah.
Leia wasn't just a princess, she was a general.
Yeah, she was probably just doing
also Bale is sitting here no, I should just be a senator, but I should send my adopted daughter out against Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna assume that she did that on her own because he ain't never been in charge of shit.
Yeah, she's.
We did have a whole television show where she was just doing shit that she wasn't supposed to do. At 7 years old, somehow.
Mon Mothma was the worst of all the original 77 action figure line.
Really? Hot take from
that was
her accessory was a stick.
That was back when they were starting to realize how much they could make off action figures,
Yeah. It's hilarious though. That is so funny. But yeah, I think we want to talk about the scene right here though. With Deidre finally catching Luthen.
Is that what I think that's what you were about to say, right?
Actually, I was not. I was about to go to the next episode, but we should talk about this.
My thought was just Luthen, why didn't you cut your own throat? Why'd you gut stab?
Right.
Like, dude, you're enough of a
Harder.
spy. You should have gone for the definite KO, not the
You know,
hope I don't survive.
I definitely thought about the same thing, Jeff, and I was like, maybe it's because Star Wars has always been like kind of a Japanese like samurai related type thing.
Yeah,
and
it's
there is that theory. Wait,
Seppuku?
do we got the where is it? Yeah, the theory. You got that theory that that Luthen is a Jedi. Still out there. People are.
I mean, he's the grayest of Jedi then.
Right? That's what I said. But look, I'm just saying it was out there. It was out there until this last episode, right? But yeah, he commits seppuku.
Wait.
You know what I'm saying?
If he was a Jedi, he had the worst training ever because I'm not the guy you're looking for. Boom.
Oh man, that would work. That
well,
would
they got all the explanations for they stopped using the Force, so they lost their atonement to the Force. So some of them started losing their powers, and
you can explain that away.
Nah.
They can explain it away.
But I'm glad that they didn't go that route. But I did love this, like Deidre sort of getting the upper hand on Luthen, but then like just her look on her face, like her complete joy that went to just complete horror, like after realizing that Luthen had destroyed the evidence and like committed suicide, basically. Like she was.
Which, again, with Disney going darker, showing the actual bloody blade. Like, I feel before this year, Disney would have been like, nope.
This line right here, though.
Dude,
there's a whole. Well, he says the rebellion's not here anymore. He said that it's flown away. There's a whole galaxy out there waiting to disgust you.
Well, and like, that was the really smart part.
Great. I was like, holy shit. Waiting to disgust you? That is like, in terms of just like how she feels about the whole rebellion and everything, like it's just such good writing. I loved it. I loved it so much.
No, yeah, and, this was phenomenal writing. Go ahead, Joe.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I also loved, and it took me a while to realize it. Like you're like, oh, okay, he knows he's caught, so he's dropping his mask, and yeah. But he's still being a spy because the entire reason he dropped his mask and started doing that was to distract her long enough for that space phone or whatever to get properly fucking cooked. Mm-hmm. And then the second she gets distracted by that, I mean, dude was a spy through and through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It made me feel better about Lonnie being killed like that because like Luthen was also willing to do it. Yeah. And I think that like when Deidre did walk in, he was like thinking maybe there is like a possible way I can weasel my way out of this. Mm-hmm. Maybe there is something that I need to do to like, ensure everything. But as soon as he figured out the plot, he was like, yeah.
I mean, when he switched his voice, it's just like, fuck, this guy really fast.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then the fact that like, is anything fake in here? And that like little
they're just talking about each
dialogue.
other,
Yeah, there's two things that are fake in here.
This nigga got some $1 million.
No. And I'm not sure. I have to watch it again, but I'm pretty sure there was like a little bit of like misdirect that he did with Clea, where it's like, he was more saying like, you go do something, and I'll do something else or whatever. But he actually did put himself in harm's way to protect Clea.
Oh yeah, definitely. He knew what he was doing when he sent her away.
Like he like misdirected her a bit. which I thought was pretty awesome. But yeah,
at the end of the day, Luthen, he's just a big old teddy bear. He's just a sweet guy.
Well, no, he's a big old dead teddy bear.
Boy, stop. Dead
Hashtag kill Sabine.
Hashtag kill Sabine. Episode 11, Who Else Knows? We get Deidre interrogated by Krennic, who admonishes her for allowing her data to be leaked and confronting Luthen alone. So she basically gets arrested for being a rebel.
Stupid.
Spy.
Stupid.
What did you guys think about how everything turned out?
I'm gonna just say, since I know that we can be heard even though we're freezing a little bit, I'm gonna just say this, man. Gotcha, bitch.
When this happened here, when this happened, the finger
on the head.
What?
They hit it with that bass too, the 808.
Well, also, I watched an interview with her before. After this, I saw an interview with her, and she said that was completely improvised.
Oh, really?
She did not know he was going to do that shit,
and completely turned on.
And she was also terrified during this scene. She said she was actually scared because he comes in with that cape and it's actually kind of, you're like, oh shit. Like, wait a minute. This motherfucker got a cape. I don't got no cape.
I thought someone say that it's the Death Star.
Yeah.
That whole she's the planet. He's like a force, just like. Did you still have it, or did you have to write it out again? Did you finish? Yeah, okay.
It's the notebook that sits on my table.
They start fucking. It was gross.
But yeah, I had the same.
I can't imagine how terrified I was that scene.
I was like, I had the same face as she did because I was like, "What the fuck? Who does that?" Yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy.
What? Yeah. What are you doing?
But no, I thought the scene was pretty cool. Just like Karen getting interrogated, and just seeing how she basically gets sent to the same prison that Andor got sent to.
We will manage to move on without you.
Never been so happy to see a white chick in jail.
And I love that moment where he says that, because it looked like he was just like, I want to beat the shit out of you so bad right now, but I don't have the time. Like, he just like,
I have on my white clothes, bitch. Can't be beating the hell out your ass today. I
try to bring this. I should try to bring this up right now because I was writing like a short segment. It's going in the vault of like videos I'm never going to release probably, but I had this whole like thesis of like how Luthen's speech and how it connects to the whole overarching themes of the show. It's kind of like the syllabus for how the show works. And when he says, I am damned to use the tools of my enemy to defeat them, and how that relates to not only just like the protagonist characters, but also the villains too. And how like Deidre ends up in an Arcana prison, using those enemies to defeat them, and like she actually like falls from like the same type of hubris that like Luthen has.
And Cyril,
and
they were a real good couple.
Cyril, of course, and then also Krennic literally dies because he's on the planet that the Death Star, like, he built up this whole thing. He dies from the tool that he created, right? Yeah. And then Partagrass, who is we'll talk about later, he dies knowing that like he has that whole thing about like actually how they are practitioners healing a sickness, and the last thing that he hears is Nemec Manifesto, and he's very curious about how he got out and how he's wondering who it is that like spread this thing. He's like, wow, it's just spread all over, and he dies by his own hand right after that. I thought it was like it's just like such nuanced writing, and it just completely you can dig right into it.
Yeah, it's something that you don't expect from a Star Wars for sure. Like,
right.
Getting this deep into everything. And like you mentioned Krennic admonishes Deidre for confronting Luthen alone, and the investigation is assigned to Hirt, who identifies Clea, and Partagaz declares her a public health concern to aid her arrest. I thought this is actually a pretty ingenious plan, just to say like, oh, she's diseased.
Yeah.
Now, like, everyone's gonna be afraid of her.
He was just like, nigga, get this shit. The nigga, get it on with it. Quit asking stupid questions. They come in here to kill all of us if we don't get this shit right, nigga. The fuck are you? Get out of here, bro.
It's like, there you have it. Why
read this comment, Jeff? And then
if you think about it, it's a Death Star curse. Poggle the Lesser, Dooku, Krennic, and Tarkin all worked on building the Death Star only to die before it's finished or dies on it. Yeah. I also liked what was his name? Pottergrass. Papadiddy Pop. One of the things that he said when he was like, how many people do you think worked or know about the Death Star? And I thought it was so in that moment, I was like, okay, is it funny or is it sad that the least believable part of the Death Star is that it was kept a secret for that long?
Yeah.
That many people know about something and they didn't fucking talk?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Like, I do like the fact that throughout this series, they showed that there was an immense amount of effort that was put into making it secret. Because just like, like we only see, the Death Star just like out of nowhere in A New Hope, and then it seems like they kind of rebuilt it pretty fast in Return of the Jedi.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Are y'all saying that there was no energy program?
No solar power.
It was all a lie. It was all a lie.
Einhorn is Finkel.
Sold to a bill of goods.
Finkel is Einhorn.
I do want to say that if I do have something, someone sent me a video. I was looking for it over here on IG. Someone sent me a little video that they wanted to say to 9. They told me like 9 ain't put out no video in a minute.
Oh,
and they was complaining. I said, fucking message this nigga. What the fuck you messaging me for? But they said
nobody see the videos from the Beyonce concert? Come on.
They said this is how they'll feel if he puts out a video.
So I should never put out a video. I'm scared. I'm but no, Beyonce said that she wants me to put out more videos. So like, it's like I gotta.
You got to do.
Is he Chris or the Penguin in that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
In the safe house, Clea contacts Woolman, who in turn recruits Cassian, Melshi, and K2SO to retrieve Luthen, despite rebel ship being fed up with their disobedience.
K2SO, boy band from Korea, right?
That's crazy.
K-pop. K-pop. That's a K-pop band, right?
Yeah, they're really hot in K2SO. Yeah,
K2SO is great.
So happy that Tudyk's back. That made me very, very happy.
Yeah,
he's just so great as K2SO.
Yeah,
a wonderful character. He's just like
he came to a couple of shows, right? Alan. Shout out to Alan.
Shout out to Alan.
That scene in Rogue One when he does the no look one-handed shot, I laugh so hard every time I see that scene.
Hey, shout out to Othelius. He said still better than Alex's drop.
That is fair.
Accurate, yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Does It Hold Up? It's coming up, baby. It's coming up.
Dietrich has here insight.
It's coming past. Do not do it twice.
Sorry.
Dietrich gives here insight into Luthen's communications, and his team tracks Clea to the safe house right after Cassian and Melshi enter to retrieve her. And then K2SO goes entirely Terminator on the Empire. What did you guys think of this dope scene? Obviously, you thought it was dope, right? It was dope.
Oh, yeah. Also, loving Othelius' comment, K2SO, a.k.a. the sassy Terminator. That feels just like the correct way to describe Alan Tudyk in general.
Yeah. It's the British Terminator for a guy who's not British. How do British people feel about people? I mean, just put it in how do British people feel about not British people?
You're literally just talking to her right now.
I think as long as it's Alan, as a non-Brit, I think as long as it's Alan Tudyk, they're like, this is cool. We're all right with this. Yeah. But yeah, no, don't get me wrong. That scene, everything with the K2SO part was fucking awesome. But one part that really threw me was like, it almost felt like Andor didn't really believe Clea, or was like downplaying everything she did. And it was like, one, bro, you should know better than to underestimate people. I mean, that's the majority of your missions, that's why you're able to pull them off. And two, I actually think that's also one of the issues of Clea having kept such a low profile for so long, that you're like, no, it's Luthen doing everything. His shopkeeping girl couldn't do it, you know?
Yeah. What I really liked is that when Andor walked in and she was like, of course it's you.
Right.
And we get that, like, you know, there's so much stuff and like tension that probably happens between the years that we get to see. So for her to say that, like, you could really just get the sense of falling out, but also like there's a relief and also tension of like, it's almost like a Saw Gerrera moment of like, did they send you here to fucking kill me?
Yeah.
Did they send you here to get rid of me?
Right.
Like, why are you trying to like get me out? Like, you know, she just killed her dad and she's just like heartbroken and just like, but like the last thing that she can do is send this message out, and it's like, oh, you're the one here to kill me, aren't you? There's this paranoia that they're not sure of. But yeah, I love that she does live, because I was fully expecting her to die.
Definitely, and I agree with you. I was glad she did.
Sorry, yeah. I'm sorry. I was looking at these comments. Talking Turd says it sounds very unauthentic when Americans speak with British accents.
That might be because Americans think there's only one British accent.
Hold on. And then Othelia says at Talking Turd, we need to find someone to balance the scales because y'all been playing us for decades. But also, I just want to point out, okay, it's on both sides. It's on both sides. Like, it happens all the time. Me and Alex are always complaining about, especially when they do British to American actors in something that has no, like, it's space. We in space. British people can speak with a British accents because we in space. And American accents, they can just be American. They don't have to be all the things.
In Halo, inexplicably, there were like all the white British actors could use their accents, and all the black British actors had to be American. I did not understand that.
I don't understand this.
Yeah. My junior prom, we were given tickets to a random concert that was just next door to where we were having dinner. And it was a band called Ghost of the Robot. And that was when I learned that James Marsters, Spike from Buffy, is from Long Beach.
Yeah, right. He does a great British accent.
I always believed his, at least in the later seasons.
I always believed his. Yeah, no bullshit. I mean, some people can do one. Some people can do one.
Yeah, him and the woman who played what was her name? His crazy girlfriend. Delilah.
Hey there, Delilah, and we move on to the show.
I'm learning right now that she wasn't British. I was today's years old.
But yeah, then I did really like this this scene. I mean, like I feel like it was uncharacteristic for them not to fully believe her straight away. It makes sense when the council doesn't later, but it's like whatever.
Wait, who didn't believe him right away?
When it seemed like Andor, like they were saying before, like they were saying before.
No, I don't think that it did. I don't think that. I think that they were just like, bitch, who cares? We need to get the fuck out of here. Like, it wasn't like he didn't believe her, but he was just like, okay, but we gotta go. Like, at first he was like, where's Luthen? At first
our cab is leaving.
Exactly. Yeah. At first he was like, where's Luthen? Okay, she explains Luthen died, and he was like kind of torn up about that. Like, hold on, what the fuck? What happened? But then she explained it, and he's like, okay, we gotta go.
Yeah.
And then she's like, no, I gotta explain more. And he's like, okay, that's cool. But you need to say all this shit to them. I'm not leaving you here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that was kind of the.
No, yeah, I really liked that aspect of it for sure. Like that way he was just like, I can't leave you. Like, because she seems pretty resigned to just stay there and die. And they don't know the urgency of it. They don't know that Empire stormtroopers are right down the hall.
Right there.
Well, I mean,
but at the same time, they know that they can't stay in one spot for too long, and it's just like
They're assuming that they're coming to get her. Like that. That's the assumption. That's why they're coming to get her.
Right.
Right.
I don't know. It felt to me like he was like almost placating her, or like talking down to her just a little bit. Like I don't know. It's just a feel I got.
Well, no, I do think that he was talking down to her. I just think he was talking down to her.
Well, she was like rambling off of like Gorman, crystals, and fucking, like that's what you need to know. How the fuck? She sounds like Saul Guerrero, like just hopping Rhydonium,
just sitting next to an exhaust pipe.
Yeah, woman's like gasping for
air. No, bro, don't be sitting here trying to talk about her drug habits, bro. That's not what we're talking about today, bro. Rhydonium for life, bro. Rhydonium for life.
And speaking of her ramblings, that is the episode. The name of the episode 12, Jedha Kyber Urso. We're just basically
that's the name of my new album.
Basically, we get the tail end of that action sequence where K2SO he kills kills Hirt and saves the rest of the team. Which, by the way, awesome shot of like just K2SO holding up Hirt's body while he's just using him as a fucking human shield. Loved that.
Amazing. I was going to mention that earlier, but when you talked about him dying, when you were talking about him earlier dying, but I was like, no, let's wait till we get to the K2 episode because that shit was hilarious.
Also, this Sheltonowski is funny as hell to me too.
Oh my god! Like, why did they shoot him?
I thought that shit was so funny. Alive. Yes, sir.
They made it a point to say take everyone.
Oh yeah.
They made it.
No, they tried to shoot him. They're just terrible shots. We've established this 40 years ago.
But by the way they ended the last episode was fucking amazing. Literally just ending it with all of those stormtroopers, I guess. Like they're like the volunteer stormtroopers, I guess, but just all of them standing there with their guns on the door.
What's the name of the episode again?
Also, by the way, does armor, when he's handing out the armor to like the guy in charge of the group, why? I have never seen someone get hit with a blaster in armor and live.
Right.
In that too. It's not like it's adding any level of protection. You're gonna die if you get shot.
If you're gonna burn through. Well, I mean, it is implied that Andor did get shot in the last segment, and that's why he needs a force heal.
It was his shoulder, right?
It's a blaster burn or whatever that they said.
Yeah.
So it does happen, but yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something.
One and done type of deal.
Autocorrect does not like Jedha Kyber or Urso.
Yeah, because like, those are all made up words, sir.
It's like, sir, you are retarded. You have dyslexia or something.
Speaking of made up words, I did.
Yes, at least to your dictionary.
Speaking of made up words, before we move on to the next bit, I do like just how this show uses its terminology and just makes the world feel much more rich. Like the way that they explained how they traced Clea's radio signal is like, none of these fucking words exist. None of this shit is real science.
I thought you meant our show.
It's very believable.
When you said that this show does the terminology, I was like, oh, thanks, man. But you talking about?
Oh no, yeah, not this show.
Andor.
This show. Yeah.
Sorry, not our show.
What I liked about the scene is that they did like show off like what K2s are capable of.
Oh yeah. Well, and
this season.
More so because K2SO, like he's got his own brain basically. Like whereas the other K2s are just like, hey, you're a toaster, go toast.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, K2SO, he's creative. That's what it is.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna get blasted. And I didn't realize that there was like
my
that,
boy Wash.
Hold that up now. What's that?
Yeah, what is that?
That's the Serenity comic book.
Do we care?
Holy tits.
Are we caring about that?
Why'd you gotta? But yeah, with you do have the like I think like what they have like made clear is that there's different blaster bolts. Like, sometimes you got a buckshot, sometimes you got the
how do y'all think what do y'all think?
You got the space derringer.
How does the science of this work? Does it just dissipate into your body? It doesn't go through you? It just
I don't know.
Different types of crystals, I guess. Because you got the Kyber crystal, which is basically indestructible. And then you got lesser like the orange lightsabers are supposed to be a lesser crystal. That's why everyone like, fuck you.
The lightsabers.
I also
lightsabers over there.
Oh yeah.
I also read something where they were talking about like Mandalorians, and one of the reasons they were so good at fighting Jedi, where they were also like, oh, they can deflect bullet or laser blasts. So like some of them started using like bullets again. So they'd shoot. And, the Jedi would be like, all right, fine. But then after it went through, it would just become molten metal that would then splash them.
Oh, Jesus.
Right?
Oh, that's pretty badass.
Awesome. Yeah.
Brutal.
Much of the rebel leadership, including Bail, do not trust Luthen's intel, but Mon Mothma is willing enough to hear Clea out. Bell talks with Cassian, who convinces her of Luthen's integrity, and they toast their fallen friends.
Ooh. Samesies.
Laheim. I really liked all of this, even though like the episode slows way down and it's just a lot of talking, and just trying to. This is like a lot of character building moments. What did you guys think of all this that was going down on Yavin with the speculation of the council and these interesting moments with Vel and Clea? Eugene, I'll let you
go. The most surprising part for me was Bail Organa, and it was just like, I don't know if it's because you're a different actor and I like the other one better, but like you sound like a dick. Maybe believe the people who've been doing this longer than your 18 minutes. Like they've been out into shit, dude. You just showed up.
But their main goal is to like keep this protected, and I kind of understand. Well, again, it's kind of like one of those things where we need them to get to a certain point because of how everything works out. This is a prequel. And they need to be a bit naive and a bit less trusting. And I think with Luthen being set up as like a not Saw Gerrera type, but also just like a person that you're not really willing to side with all the way. I I think is the point here. All of these people were pampered and not in the shit, but they are very great delegators. And delegation is way harder than, way harder than we actually have to deal with when you're not in that position. Being safe when it's just the start of the rebellion and everyone is on Yavin 4, that's important to like stick with. That's all I'm saying.
Stick with it. That's all he's saying.
She didn't know that this was like what was about to save him.
I did appreciate the fact that he did kind of come off like a dick. That these people aren't perfect. Like they added flaws to these people. It's not like they were just like, all right, yeah, let's start the rebellion. It's built on hope. Like within just go.
Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I would also say they set it up because Andor was constantly breaking protocol.
Oh yeah, he was like Poe Dameron, but got away with it.
He's like that pretty bitch who knows you ain't going nowhere. She's like,
you need me.
Yeah, motherfucker, you need me. Shut up. Shut up. I'm coming home when I want to. Shut up.
Right, yeah.
And he always brought back results. So
they always coming back with that cheddar. Come
except
back.
for that one time.
Except for that one time.
In band camp?
That little guy, we don't need to worry about that. But
Marvel Star Wars Fanatic says, I like Benjamin Bratt, but him as Bale did not work for me. I'm used to Jimmy Smits, and he literally just came back in both Rogue One and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
So we talked about it last week. He's actually filming. It was that he is literally filming something else right now in New York, I believe. So he was just unavailable. I agree with you, but I'm also not sure if it's that I don't like Benjamin Bratt in the role or that I'm used to Jimmy Smits. Kind of like, The Last of Us. It's like I'm just used to Ashley, I forget her last name, as Bella. So that it's kind of hard for me to accept. I'm sorry, as Ellie. So it's kind of hard for me to accept Bella as her. I don't know if it's because I got the other one first.
Yeah. I actually really appreciated how Benjamin Bratt took on the rent. I literally watched this to Rogue One, and I did not care of the difference. He doesn't play that big of a role, and honestly, when he delivered the line, "May the Force be with you," I was like, "Oh shit, this all works."
Sandy B.
Oh shit, this is a Star Wars show.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with the change either. And then later on, as a rebel informant associated with Saw contacts Yavin 4, begging to talk with Cassie, and the rebel leadership realizes that the evidence is too great to be a trap and agrees to let Cassian and K2SO fly to Kafrene to meet the informant.
I did like how they had not Admiral Akbar be like, it's not a trap.
You guys, but this right here is hilarious with Saul being like, you have no idea where I am. It's like, Saul, we know.
Oh, we know you're on Jeddah.
You're on Jeddah, bro.
You don't know that?
We know it. There's a fucking Star Destroyer over your head right now. You have no idea, bro.
He doesn't realize
I could be anywhere, dog. I could be anywhere right now, bro.
He doesn't realize the camera's showing the intersection right behind him.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
His zip code is right behind him.
You need to work with us right now, please. You have no idea. No one knows where I am.
Oh god,
it's just fucking those films. It's just Shaq hiding behind a tree.
Oh man.
But But yeah, I did like how like this was all wrapping up. Just kind of just the denouement, where it just kind of leads us right into
it's very much of a wrap up episode.
And I did love how like when Partagaz
all the bridges.
yeah, you got to tie everything up. I did like the little moment when Partagaz when he kills himself, like the you hear the blast. Oh, sorry, it's paragraphs. So you're right. But
like
right
a bunch of
after
sentences grouped together, yeah.
Exactly. After you go off, you see the stormtroopers react for a moment, and then dude just put up. I liked that little moment.
Yeah,
yeah. You know why I liked it? Only because in real life, that did not. There was no blaster sound. Yeah, so those guys reacted like classic stormtrooper, and they were just like, all right, cool. Because like I really didn't want to do anything, but
I heard a gunshot, so I felt like I was supposed to go in there.
Yeah.
It actually wasn't scripted. It was just those are really uncomfortable outfits. Yeah.
Right.
They both had to pee simultaneously. So.
Let's get the fuck up out of here.
Is there a bathroom in there?
Shooting.
It's done, right? Like he killed himself, right? We gotta.
Nope. The bathroom is not.
Do we have a custodial staff? That's not our job, is it? We don't gotta clean that up, do we? Yeah. I know stormtroopers, but come on.
Never seen a janitor in the Empire. I'm kind of suspicious, actually.
I'm pretty sure that's those little boxy rectangle droids that drove around.
How can Finn's job be toilets and he out here killing people?
I don't know. They just said that's what his job was.
Man, they be making shit. See, that's why the prequels do not count, dog. I mean, the sequels do not count, dog. They don't count.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
they just
know why?
stupid ass.
Because
they have
the sequels are way better than the prequels. I'm sorry.
It's because he has to go down and fight fucking dumpster monsters every time he throws out a bag of trash.
Yeah. But again, I already talked about this before, but
continue,
who
Alex.
you think it is
continue before we can't be heard again, Alex.
Right.
But yeah, Clay accepts her role on Yavin 4 with Wilman, Mon, and Vel on Mina Rao. B2 Emo plays with another droid, while Bix cradles a baby as she looks wistfully toward the horizon. You didn't like that? You didn't like that, Gene?
No. That was just so trope-tastic and so unnecessary. Just having Bix alive would have been fine. Then, like, she's holding his infant. Is like, fuck you. Just go to hell.
Dude, I was
it's like supposed to symbolize what?
No.
It's like supposed to symbolize like her. It's
Bix
supposed
is also,
to symbolize what?
She's not doing the best. That baby's gonna get chicken baby syndrome.
Yeah, it's supposed to symbolize. Apparently, it's supposed to symbolize their sacrifices, hers and Andor's sacrifice for her sacrifice to leave him so that he could save the universe, and his sacrifice in everything, and what he's fighting for ultimately is the freedom that they have and the peace that she can have with the child that she has, a child that they can grow up in this universe without having to worry about are coming through and sending them to a water prison where they have to make planet weapons.
I took it as it was supposed to be like, even though he's gone, Andor lives on. You know, I swear to God, if they make that fucking baby Ezra, I'm gonna lose it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that's gonna happen, bro. I mean, I feel you.
Yeah, I don't think that we're gonna get Andor season 3, but it's like baby Andor.
I thought the same thing.
Hanging out with Grogu.
Hold on. Did you hear that from something, or like why Ezra? Because that actually kind of fits. I was like, why would?
Because I could see, because if they were to make baby Andor live on in the series, they would be like, hey, let's tie him to a Jedi now. And then it just feels like the sort of cop out, easy play that they would do when they're like, hey, we can make money off this without being creative.
It doesn't work.
You're
Still don't
right.
No,
work.
yeah, wouldn't
It
Ezra?
still don't
won't
work.
work,
With Ezra would be
He would already be like a teenager during this time period, right?
because we already got because
Doesn't-
Mon.
Wait, no.
Yeah, look,
That's
I don't
kind of-
fucking watch the
no.
Rebels, but I know
He went
that he
through
would already be
Lightspeed.
alive.
He went through Lightspeed and like their shield had a crack in it and it caused him to age fat. I don't know. They can make some bullshit up.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
5 seconds, I was thinking he was really explaining something. Continue, Alex.
Well, no, I was gonna say, but what are final thoughts on Andor as a series? Are you can get this is a one-off? We'll never see anything like this ever again. 9, what do you think?
I'm just looking at it and I just don't know. Like, people have been saying that, like, oh, we want all of these other different things written like Andor, and I just don't see it working out. And I don't know if I want that either. I kind of just want something new. But yeah, Andor, like a season of Andor during the session of like thank you. What is this?
Lemonade with a little special wine.
With a little special wine.
What?
Okay.
God damn. Oh, that's looking good.
Thank God for those things.
But
the special wine. What does special wine mean? Does special wine mean this has roofies in it?
If you gotta ask, you can't afford it.
But no,
you're right. You're right about that.
Right.
I cannot afford roofies.
But with the aspects of like the continuation of like Andor type of writing, I think we could just like move on. Maybe like if it's like on the High Republic or something. I think there should be themes that Andor has and like writing styles that Andor has that should be applied to Star Wars. They should just like learn from it. They shouldn't just like recreate it. You know what I mean?
If we've learned anything, oh, Jesus Christ, this camera. If we've learned anything from the Jude Law Star Wars thing, you can make any kind of story with Star Wars. It doesn't have to be necessarily focused on the Skywalker shit. Doesn't necessarily have to deal with a Death Star. It doesn't have to be, all Star Wars, be in a galaxy far away. Doesn't even have to be a long time ago.
Yeah, it just has to be a good story. I actually really liked Skeleton Crew, and I like how it's very different than Andor. Like, I like them both for very different reasons. I like Andor more, but I still enjoy both of them, and hopefully we can get just more interesting stories where they just like let creators cook, make something different.
We could get an entire Mandalore show.
That'd be cool.
Like Mandalore show in the sense, let's think Battlestar Galactica meets Star Trek.
I would like to see the
Wars.
Mandalorian Wars in like a TV
You
show.
could start from the beginning of Mandalore's history and move up. That fucking show could run for 10 years.
Yeah, that could be Mandalore. Yeah, that could be cool. I'll fucking tune in for that.
But anyway, we got to move on to the next show before we don't have any time to move on to another show.
Yeah, that's
hold
right.
on.
No, you got the foo-foo. You just sit there, foo-foo. You can't be sitting up.
No, one second.
In niggas' face.
I just want to talk about the last thing. Because for me, when I did watch Rogue One again, it made a difference. It did make a difference. And I just wanted to ask you guys, did it make a difference for you guys too?
I
Like, I
watched
guess-
Rogue One after last week's season finale, so no.
Oh, right. So, well, last week's season finale. Last week, you got 2 season finales. Because I really feel like it's pretty impressive that they did a season finale or series finale on this show.
I'm changing the thumbnail
then-
from last week to say season
Season
finale.
Part 2.
No, last
Part
week's
one.
is part 1. Today's is
Yeah,
part
yeah.
2.
There you go.
Yeah, it's
But like, yeah, it's kind of crazy how they did make because Andor is or at least Rogue One is the season finale of Andor in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it actually did change the movie for me a little bit. And I don't know if it's even for the better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It usually happens in the opposite direction. Like Deadwood, it got to like a few seasons of, and then years later they got a movie.
Well, that's
now
because
Rogue
they
One
got
gets a movie, and then
6 seasons in a movie.
Deadwood got a movie because they canceled that show like the Wayans brothers.
Right.
They just nah.
So is Scary
Y'all not
Movie
coming back. I
the
think they
season
canceled-
finale to Wayne's Brothers?
Oh,
you know what that's gonna get you.
But no, I just said like that happens a lot. Veronica Mars. You get the TV show, then the movie special, and it seems like this show weirdly did it backwards, and also being a perfect lead into A New Hope. It's just a well.
I didn't know there was a Maul Shadow Lord show, so kind of. I would like to hear more about. I would like to hear and see more about Maul. I love Sam Witwer's Maul.
Mhm.
I would like if we keep doing more Star Wars stuff, I would like us to do more. I don't want more Skywalker. I don't necessarily. I think this showed us we don't necessarily need Jedi. I think a show before Maul about Dathomir in general would be really cool.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, if Acolyte was written like Andor, it would have been awesome.
Gotcha.
I think that the High Republic type of thing written like Andor would be awesome. I just revisited Solo, and that movie's really fun.
It holds up, man.
It's a really fun movie.
Or like,
I like that movie. Yeah.
Check out our top 5. Check out our 5 Star Wars movies of all time.
Or if we were to get another Jedi one. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, we're doing that. We're doing that again.
Let us know what you guys thought of Andor. Where does it rank amongst your Star Wars media? And let us know what your what all of your top 5 Star Wars movies are. Like let us know what your list is.
Kinda. Just put it in the chat.
Yeah, just put it in the chat
or the comments. Put it in the comments.
Don't come up to me and talk to me about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't DM me, please. Don't talk to me about it.
But we're gonna move on to our last topic of the night: HBO, The Last of Us, Season 2, Part 2. Who's to say?
Season 2, Part 2.
But it is
still. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Jeff, but that's
You're
just
good.
like you can still hear us talking over the the drop.
Yeah, I was
Yep.
like,
And
I
it's
can't even
so
see it.
funny.
It's so weird.
funny because like everybody be talking during the drop and it just be dropping. And I just wonder what people who watch it think. They're probably
lag
laughing
is
their
crazy a
ass
little bit.
off.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, the lag is crazy. I'm trying to fill this dead air a little bit while I have it, but Jeff, that's your job right now.
I'm always a little worried
It's
because
like,
I'm
what are
like,
they
I don't
gonna
know if they're still talking. And now
No,
they're just
good job.
showing you eating.
Good job. Good job.
So this episode was really good. I liked that they did the whole birthday museum thing. I thought that was a really sweet part. I loved it in the game. So I was glad that they showed it in this. And, you know, it doesn't always work when you take a show and you're like, oh, let's go backwards a bit and do a flashback. But I actually think the flashback worked really well in this one. I was happy with it.
Yeah, what about you, Nine? What did you think of this?
Like, honestly, every episode we've done for like last month have been pretty weird. But yeah, this is actually one of my favorite episodes of the series so far. I feel like it made me want to go back a little bit, and it reconceptualized a lot of like how Joel operates, and also the tension that was built up with Ellie. I had no idea because I did know about the first game. I have very little knowledge of the second game.
So good.
And I wondered like how they're going to get to this point. And I like how they do it where Joel is like the sweetest guy ever. Like just so sweet, so loving. And then it's just like, oh, this guy is a fucking liar.
Yeah, but I don't know. He is. But like,
he's a liar.
Okay, but my thing is like
sit on a throne of lies.
Yeah, exactly.
That point where they're with Gale after, I mean, and Eugene's body's just laying there when Ellie like goes, no, he's lying, and she tells Gale the truth. That actually, like, I thought that was selfish of Ellie because she took a really nice, peaceful thing from Gale. It wasn't that she took it from Joel. It wasn't that she made Joel seem like a bad guy. It's that Joel was in this painful, horrible world. Joel was giving Gale a little bit of peace. And by the way, he was right to kill Eugene.
I don't think so. Not in this episode. I do not think so.
No.
There was so many different ways that it could work out. There was time. There was precautions you can make. If he was going to turn, they were going to hear that shit, right? And he promised her. He promised her that they were going to try. The fact that we don't know that he was going to try it, like, it completely parallels his decision at Salt Lake City with the Fireflies. Like, would this save the world? Who cares? I'm just going to do this to protect the people that I care about. But it's completely disregarding the autonomy of the person that actually is like experiencing it. So why not? Like, you have the safe protections, you have the way to do it, and Ellie saw through that shit and called him out. Joel is a good guy, but he's very beleaguered of like how he sees the world. And I loved that they opened it up with that 1983. I was like, where the fuck are we?
This nigga got some $1 million words, don't
$1 million tacos too.
This wasn't yeah, this part wasn't in the game at all.
Yeah, this opening scene was pretty rad. Like, I love a dip into Joel.
Please
and, of course,
So I don't know. I mean, I'm still thinking.
Jeff is. Yeah, we can't see your face. We can't see you stuffing your entire face.
I agree with Bantha. She wanted to hurt Joel so bad that she didn't care about the consequence. Might have worked to save him long enough, but was it worth risking the whole ass city? Because that's the other thing is like, it just takes one very quick small slip up. I mean, fuck, like Joel's not immune, And it's not even that. It's that like, by the way, this is Joel following the rules for once. This is the rules of the city. You know?
Right.
I will say one thing I thought was really clever was the whole "you swore" that we saw in the trailer or in the commercial. I thought it was smart them making it about Joel talking about Eugene and not about Salt Lake City. Because when I saw it in the trailer, that's what I figured that she was talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Also,
really
why
well
didn't
done.
Joel just tell Ellie that Eugene was turning and that's why he shot him? Turns out we didn't have as much time. Oops.
Turns out he's not a good liar. I mean, really bad at it.
That is true.
Yeah, and I did like the situation with Eugene.
Oh man.
Go out right there.
Yeah.
At least we know when we're going out right now. We know when we're going out now. We know when it's happening.
We can hear you now. So what were you saying about Eugene, Alex?
I know, but continue. Finish. Eugene.
Yeah, I was just saying that it's interesting how the Eugene situation.
You were a glitch.
Yeah, I just liked how the Eugene situation was an emotional catalyst for Ellie to confront Joel about Salt Lake City. Like I thought that was well, she's like, I've seen you lie like this before, and help but to like confront you. So
with that part, I'll come back to that part in a second. No, I'll say that part. I'll say this part now. So in the game, there's Eugene's not a part of the game that I can remember. What happened in the game was Ellie actually ran back to Salt Lake to look at the hospital, and that's where Joel catches up with her and tells her the truth. And if you ever get the chance, you really should watch the game part where we see that confrontation. Holy shit. I think her name's Ashley Johnson. When she breaks down in the game, she's literally like losing her breath. It is amazing. It's a game, but it's legit acting. But the interesting part was, so that's about like midway through the game, whereas the porch scene is actually closer to the end of the game. It might be the very end of the game. And I kind of like the way the game did it for a couple of reasons. One, it gives you like a little hope and happiness within the darkness of this universe they made.
And happiness.
But it also kind of made sense to me more because it was like, okay, Ellie has more time to process this, and then come to the, I would like to forgive you moment. So I don't know. I'm not sure how I felt about the spacing in the show, but I didn't hate it. I did like both versions. I just like the game version better personally.
Yeah, I like that you didn't hate it too. And I was very surprised to hear how much of these just like really emotional character moments are in the game, because it doesn't seem like it'd be that fun to play. Works great for a show.
Yes.
But yeah, Nine, what did you think of like the character work that we got in all these flashbacks?
I'm a bit off the special drink right now. But I gotta tell you, this is one of my favorite episodes because of the depth that they add. I thought the relationship between Joel and Ellie in this, again, I think it's different when you don't have like a perception of Ellie and Joel, and you're kind of like working off of it just from the show. A lot of people have been like, oh, that's not Ellie. But like for me, I don't care.
Bella's doing a good job.
Yeah. She's doing a great job to me. And when she was
what do y'all think that's
dinosaur,
about? What do y'all think that's about? Is gamers like, because like the thing is,
on Twitter,
I've been hearing vitriolic hate for this girl that is like, me myself, I've never played the game, so I'm just what is it that's supposed to happen on the clips of the game that I've seen? The girl Ellie seems softer in the game than she does on the television show. I'm just saying, Ellie in the show seems more rough around the edges than the Ellie in the
that part, yes,
in the game. So I don't know. What do you? So Jeff, what do you think?
I think the Ellie in the game's more likable. I will say the actress Ashley, who plays Ellie in the games, is a phenomenal actress. I do think a lot of it is the fact that she's just so good at acting. And then lastly, I think a bunch of guys are gross and just don't find Bella as attractive, so they fucking hate her.
Yeah. That is what I've seen on Twitter. A lot of the review bombing or whatever has come from the fact that they do not think Bella Ramsey is attractive. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Isn't that the point of this?
It is really weird for that to
But
be
you know what? That's so weird to me.
Yeah.
This
is
so
Hot Ticket to Hawaii
to me, dude. Oh, so also check out Hot Ticket to Hawaii. I'm trying to figure out a way to watch Hot Ticket 9. I need you to jump on here and watch Hot Ticket to Hawaii with me so I can get you to play it and my shit doesn't freeze up doing right now.
Can I get it on Steam? It's a game?
Just look it up. Continue, Alex.
Why, hello, Google.
But yeah, like we mentioned earlier that Eugene, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yes, sir.
So
we mentioned earlier that Gene gets killed, expertly played by Joey Pants. I didn't even realize it was him at first.
Or
I think
Mr. Panizzi.
I'll say this: he's an amazing actor. I think this is one of his best performances ever. It might have been his best ever. He acted the fuck out of this role. See, this is why I don't interrupt. When they're able to talk, you just gotta let them talk.
I was gonna pull up the thing. I was just gonna, but yeah. This is where Eugene is like, Joel is a fucking liar. I'm so surprised that you're like taking Joel's side on this. Why?
Well, I also think he made the wrong choice saving Ellie. So,
well, who is gonna? Yeah, he did. But I mean, who is gonna like tie this dude up? You know, I'm not risking tying this dude up. It takes seconds for him to change, and maybe he's got time, but it's a little not much time. I don't know. He's bit.
he's gonna have to ride on the back of a horse.
They don't. He can ride at the.
I'm good with just outside.
They can pull him.
I'm good with
and
that.
Like, hey, we can like cut a mouth open for you. They had the tarp and everything ready for like a dead body.
Mm-mm.
And you could just
if they dragged the live body behind the horse, it would then be a dead body.
Well, who knows?
Kill this nigga or leave him out there by himself. I'm not fucking taking him back to the crib.
But no, he could literally be on the back of Ellie's body, on the back of Ellie's horse, or
it's
whatever.
Too dangerous to let someone find out.
No, man. Well, like there's ways, especially with. So why promise her? That's probably the thing that I'm most
to give her peace too.
Yeah, I think that's like what Gail mentioned in a previous episode. Where she said that I hate you because you killed you. Mm-hmm. She was like, it's about the way you did it.
Yeah.
And I think that is like the most offensive thing.
Because she knew he had to die. Right.
So, but it like the fact that he lied about it, and also the fact that he didn't even give him a chance. Like, I think the giving him a chance to come to the gate, that could be debatable, but he straight up lied. And about giving him a chance. So I think
I have to straight up use the bathroom. So
best of luck. I believe in you. No, I figured when he lied to Eugene, it was for me. It was even though it's gonna hurt to break these promises, it's going. He's taking the hurt on himself and not letting the others have it or feel it. I don't know. It would have sucked. But it would have been the right thing to do, at least in my opinion. But yeah, how much do you think it sucks to be Gail, where you hate Joel, and but she's still the only therapist in town, so she still has to talk with him, work with him, and like be professional, even though she fucking hates the guy. That's got to be a nightmare.
Yeah, it's got to be a really shitty situation to be in.
Right?
It's like, God damn.
If I kill my therapist's husband and lie about it, I don't think she's going to see me anymore. We love you guys.
Okay, so we got
everything's working great over here.
Yeah,
I also hated the multiple flashbacks in the game. To be honest, I'm glad they got them out in one go. That's good. Gamers suck as usual. That's what. It's ironic that dudes hate on her because they don't like her look, but she's gay. So why do they even have an opinion? Because I don't know what it is.
The gamers
because,
were also pissed that Ellie was the lead because, why she gotta be the one? Why is it woke? No white guys aren't allowed to have roles anymore. And it's like, you can shut the fuck up, you fat ugly shit.
Yeah, like it's a lot more interesting, than having just one white dude be the hero of every single thing.
The fact that they gave you this game and then in chapter 2 of the game killed the main character of the first game, fucking brilliant.
It's
beyond
so
it
great.
being about just like white male dudes versus female lead characters, it's just so much more.
Damn it.
I'm one of those white male dudes and I don't like them.
Athelia says, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm with Joel. Y'all know how I get down. He looking at the flowers. I'm just not lying about it. Okay, so like that's the thing, is like, why are you lying about it, Ellie? And I really love the fact that that's what like completely made it click to her that you're a fucking liar. You lied to me, you're lying to them, and I'm not going to stand for it anymore. That's what like makes me feel like Joel is wrong, because I'm coming at it from Ellie's perspective and her like completely realizing that she didn't have to practice these questions, because she's not dumb. She's not dumb. I love how they opened it with the years going on and her practicing these questions. Like, yeah, she's not dumb. She knows exactly what questions to ask. Like, how the fuck does that ever happen?
But the thing is, she's also still a teenager, and like, so that for me the most comes through with her speech at the end.
Good dad, yeah. Mm-hmm.
When she's talking about how, and she says the same thing in the game. She says, I should have died. I was supposed to die at that hospital. My life would have fucking mattered. And that's the thing. That's not true. Her life does matter right now. She's saying is, no, to a lot of people. What she's saying is her death would have mattered. And the problem is she feels a guilt over that. She's feeling basically survivor's guilt. And I wonder how much of that is because she is younger. Don't get me wrong. Like, again, yeah, Joel should have let them cut her fucking head off. But her life still matters just because she wasn't able to be a sacrificial lamb. And I think that's something that, like, it's hard for a lot of people to accept, especially in this situation. But, yeah, for me, it was a lot of, like, she's confusing her life mattering with her death mattering. And I don't know, that was a big sticking point for me. Honestly, when I played the game and saw that scene, I was like, kind of like, I don't agree with her, but I don't know why. It wasn't until this episode that I understood why I was feeling that way.
It's because Joel lied. I feel like it's just a lie. There is no reason for them to lie. And there is a there's echo now. I don't know.
I got it.
But there is a very like reasonable way of action where they could have let Eugene live or like even tried, but they didn't even try. And the fact that Joel just lied to her is
I
the
would
thing.
say, I think you got that wrong because Ellie technically did try. She just didn't realize it wasn't going to work.
What with Eugene?
Whoa.
Yeah, Joel didn't try.
No, yeah, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like he said that they were going to try. It's a group project. I'm going to try. Are you going to try? Yeah, I'm going to try. And then
but
the
she
fucking
sucks
other
at the
person.
math. But she sucks at math, so you don't let her do that part.
So at a certain point, it's just like, okay.
So how hard is she sucking now?
Them.
Oh. That's the perfect time to come back in.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, it
was an awesome
lie to in the same way, and he was like, I swear that's what's going to happen, and then he did a bold-faced lie to someone else. So, like, of course she's going to realize that.
I mean, but how does it help?
He
Gail
was
saying,
lying.
"Hey, I shot your husband in the face."
Yeah, but at the same time, what she's going through is that she is trying to figure out is Joel was Joel telling the truth?
Take the Ellie out of it. For Gail, which is what's a better situation for her to believe going forward that her husband had this peaceful acceptance and exit, or that Joel was like, we're totally going to save you. Here, pet the rabbit.
She accepted the lie. She accepted the lie, but she also accepted the truth at the end. They're able to come down and like talk to each other about it. There was no reason to lie about it.
I disagree.
But she did accept it. They do.
Ooh-wee. This nigga got some $1 million words, don't
he? She has said she hates him.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think we're just on opposite ends on this one.
She has the right to. She has the
I
right
agree
to,
with you.
because he did.
Well, why you pouring me? I'm right.
I think
that's why the show is good.
100%. Yeah.
Banthas.
Thank you. I believe in you.
What's up, Bantha?
It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood.
But yeah, everything that Joel was doing for her on like that 16th birthday and like all the father-daughter shit. Oh, you got tattoos and you're smoking weed and you're experimenting with girls and like not realizing that she's gay. Like, oh, is there something going on with you guys?
I didn't like that line. It made him almost seem like mildly homophobic. Like, what? Now you're playing around with girl folk, and it's like,
why wouldn't he be mildly homophobic though?
Yeah, he is.
Why?
Because they're living in a post-apocalyptic world, so who cares?
Yeah, but like there are people that have lived in the world.
Post-apocalyptic word post 2003.
Right?
Yeah, it's post 2003.
Joel's lived life in the real world more than in post-apocalyptic world. So
yeah, they had just revoted to make gay rights illegal again. Like they had just done that. So yeah,
and Joel's from Austin. Maybe if he was from Houston, but Austin, come on now.
No, yeah, you're right.
And I love how like it just, of course, they jump back to 1983, and it's him as a kid. Like just the way he grew up, I can see him being like, oh, that's not okay. But then we see the whole New Year scene from his perspective and how like strong he protected her. Like he goes from opposite sides on the spectrum very sternly.
It was 3 years.
Yeah, love that scene with his dad and how he makes that sort of off turn and how Joel like brings that back up with this conversation with Ellie. And it shows why in the earlier episode this season where Ellie was like, yo, you know what? We cool. Joel's gonna be him, I'm gonna be me, and we kind of like figure shit out. I was like, that kind of came out of fucking nowhere. When it
And the Swordmaster was his dad.
Yeah, I actually didn't realize that until we were doing this episode that that's him.
Great.
It makes sense. I hope you do a little better than me. And he's just trying to figure that out, which I think is pretty interesting. Like, it's...
Isn't he from Breaking Bad, Saul?
Yeah.
Isn't he from Breaking Saul Bad?
I think
Breaking
so, yeah.
Saul Bad.
I remembered him from
I would
Hawkeye.
have loved it.
Saul Breaking Bad.
I would have loved it at the end of this scene. He's like, I'm hope that you're better than me one day when you get a chance. Now I'm
Breaking
gonna
Saul
whip your
Bad.
ass.
Yeah, I thought that's what was going to happen. Like, I'm going to beat the shit out of both of them right now.
Oh god, that would have just been the full circle right there, huh?
That his dad beat him. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, because at that point it would have just been
Felt
funny
ass.
if he beat their ass.
Yeah.
It would have
like,
been,
this is
it
gonna
would have
be
been so
dramatic if
funny.
he starts beating the shit out of
So
them
now
after
I'm on both of y'all ass.
Or he goes like real psychological warfare and makes Joel beat Tommy's ass.
It's like, now I'm about to get worse.
Go get the boxing gloves. You know what time it is. Go get the boxing.
There was this scene. There is now 71 of you guys watching across all channels. Thank you very much. And but there was a scene last episode where like Ellie says, "Oh, I'm going to be a dad" to Dina, and people were really upset about that. Like, people got pretty mad about that. And now it actually this episode I think reconceptualizes all of that with this, like, oh, I'm now going to have my chance to like implant, like, to be better than Joel, who's trying to be better than his father. And I think that's like beautiful.
I mean, isn't that what society's supposed to be? Make things easier for the next person?
Right, exactly.
We're not actually doing it, but we're
yeah.
Yeah,
I just thought it was pretty awesome that they reconceptualized a lot of different aspects of Joel's relationship with Ellie.
Job with this show.
It's really great. It's really.
Can you
great.
guys hear me?
Yep.
Right now, yeah, we can.
We can also see your ear.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's the best thing I can hope for. If you can see my ear and you can hear me.
Oh no, it's your face.
And yeah, this scene right here, like, I'm on top of the dinosaur, taking her to the planetarium and everything. This was amazing.
I want Joel to plan my birthday, man.
Yeah.
Fuck.
This nigga's good.
He was like, someone greased it.
Screw that. Have Pedro Pascal plan your birthday. Yeah. You're off the fucking chain. He's got more money than Joel.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Yeah, I got nothing.
But
like a trip to the museum.
So now, after beating the game, I know what they're going to do for season 3.
Oh, you're done. Okay.
Yeah, I beat it last Tuesday. So I know what they're going to do with season 3. I don't know how I feel about it. And I'm really interested about how they're going to wrap everything up, because season 3 should be as long as season 2, but then there would only be like a 3-4 episode wrap up for the whole thing. So I just don't know. I'm interested to see what they do with it.
Yeah, there is like possibly chances for another game that I've heard
I
of.
would love that.
season 3
Mhm.
is, and you're saying that season 3 is going to be focused on what?
Spoilers.
Okay.
I could tell you off channel.
Don't tell me if it's going to be that big of spoilers.
It's a completely different storyline.
So,
no, spoil them all.
Ophelia's is saying,
spoil it up.
You guys want to? You want to know?
Hold.
I want to know it.
I think I want to know after next episode.
After next episode? Okay.
Next
no, Alex
episode,
is like, I don't want to know.
Yeah, nah,
Alex doesn't know.
I don't even watch trailers, bro.
I'm betting you cash money the last 2-3 minutes of the next episode will let you know what season 3 is going to be.
Okay. Ophelia says,
Well,
y'all gotta understand Tejanos can be some of the biggest Trump supporters, Latinos out there. They can be on that I came here legally shit. The fact that this is Joel's upbringing make sense to me. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that the ending had me feeling a type of way. Yeah, it was great. It was like fantastically acted. Is season 3 the expansion?
No.
Okay.
Just says no.
Just says no.
I'm curious what you guys because right before we wrap up this conversation, these two are
oh shit. Fuck.
These two shows, Andor and Last of Us, clear locks for Drunkies nominees next year. What would be your vote between the two of these, like so far? Nine, I'll let you go first.
Are we talking about like best show? Or are we talking about best acted? Because honestly,
best choices made by a man lying to his child.
Right. Because honestly, best show, I think it is going to
best
Andor.
high concept drama.
High concept drama, then it's going to Andor for me. Best acted, I'm going to say, Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey are up there, amidst with a lot of the cast for Andor. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle between them.
It's going to be a fucking battle.
I'm gonna be watching a lot of these shows throughout the year. Just rewatching.
Ophelia says it's a hands down Andor.
Hands down. What about you, Gene? You on the same?
I would say the fact that we know we're going to get another season of Last of Us, but we know Andor's done, would make it Andor by a hair. Because both of these are so good. And the thing is, I mean, like, having played the game as well also gives me an extra gives me like an extra, like special place for The Last of Us. But the fact that we have another season coming, minimum, I think would make me vote for Andor.
What about you, Bill?
I'm fucking with Andor. Duh. What the fuck's wrong with y'all?
4 votes for Andor. Yeah, I'm on the same tip.
Although nothing we say has anything to do with how people are going to vote on the Drunkies.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I was so surprised that Three Body Problem came out with the win. That was crazy.
Yeah,
that was pretty crazy.
I was so happy about that. Like, man,
you know what's funny? As the host, I don't ever remember any of the winners nominees, as I am pretty intoxicated by the time.
The winner is Sal Saperstein.
Woo! Wins. Jeez.
Sal Saperstein wins it all.
But before we get out of here,
if you'd have just let me finish, it didn't cut me out that much. God damn.
It was trying.
Yeah, but I can hear it in playback, so I can actually hear that it didn't cut me out. So, God damn it, let it finish.
Let it try.
Before we get
okay.
out of here, Eugene, you want to tell the people where they can find you on the interwebs?
What?
Oh, of course. You can always try and Skype me, Don Cheadle's Driveway at littledicky2.com. It's because of the hackers. You can try and find Jeff Madel on Facebook at MadelJeff on Instagram. But as usual, the easiest place to find me is here on Monday nights, usually not knowing what the show's about.
Will he have watched it? Will he have not? It's a game
Even
decision. What about you, 9?
Yeah, you can find me, 9NerdYars. That's on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Blue Sky. We also have a Discord where it is popping off. You can check people that are in the chat and out of the chat, just hanging out. I'm pretty sure Shivam, who is my buddy that I've met from YouTube, he is in Cannes right now. And he just sent me a photo with.
Is that a prison?
Stanford.
What is that?
Cannes, the Cannes Film Festival,
where Pedro was just at.
And he literally just sent me a photo with him and Lakeith Stanfield just hanging out.
Fuck
and
you.
That's literally what I said to him. I said, "Fuck you." And he sent me some more with like him and hanging out with Ari Aster. And like a bunch of people that are just there hanging out, and they're all in like tuxedos and shit. So yeah, Siobhan, fuck you. But yeah, check out the Discord. We're all hanging out.
I almost got into a fight with Lakeith. Shout out to Lakeith. No hard feelings. You just raised up on me, and I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to fucking knock out Lakeith Stanfield.
You would have been fine if you were wearing this pin.
That's facts. You guys can be fine too if you go to NerdsatNite and you go to the merch section, hit the button down in the description, and you can too. Oh,
I tested fate. Can get one of those buttons.
Can get one of those buttons. We waited this time. An appropriate amount of time. We waited.
Merch.
Can't get yourself some of them buttons. Yes, you did wait this time, and it was greatly appreciated.
Thank you so much for listening to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific time, but don't forget to like and subscribe so you get updates on new videos. Check us out on Twitter, IG, Letterboxd, likewise, all the internet things that stop the theme song. Thank you for likewise.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? Why did y'all do that? We just theme song over here.
Until next time,
we did not do that.
My little cordyceps, and may the force be with you.